Good morning, friends. Today we'll discuss about introduction to game theory. The competition is a watchword of modern life. A great variety of competitive situations are seen commonly in everyday life. This includes business, military operations, advertising about a product, marketing, and so on. In the competitive world, it is essential for an executive it is essential for an execute to guess the activities or actions of his opponent or competitor. It is something like a decision theory, and where one's choice of action is determined after taking into account all possible alternatives available to an opponent playing in the same field or game. So now finally we can define how to define a game theory or a game. So game is defined as an activity. It is an activity between two or more persons or between two or more players involving activities according to a set of rules. So this phenomenon is called a game. A competitive situation is also called as a game. In this contest, competitors are referred as players. Now we will see every game have some set of rules and regulation, and this game occurs between two persons or between the teams. Now we will see uh, basic terminologies involved in a game theory. So now I'll take the first one is player. What is player? Player plays a major important role in a game, and player, it may be a two player, or it may be a three player, or it may be a n number of players in a particular game. So how do you define a player? A competitor in the game is known as a player. Player means the person who plays the game, or the person who play the game, or a competitor in a particular game is known as a player. And a player, it may be individual, or it may be a group of individuals or organizations. Now we'll see what is a strategy in a particular game. Strategy is a set of alternative courses of action or choices available to a player based on advanced knowledge is known as strategy. So there are two different types of strategy. Means, say, in general, strategy means it's some set of conditions or some set of decision in the game. There are two types of strategies. One is pure strategy and mixed strategy. Now, what is pure strategy and what is a mixed strategy? See, in pure strategy, the player knows the action well in advance of a particular game. And mixed strategy, the players will predict what will be the final result of the game. So those strategies are known as mixed strategies. Now we'll see what is game value. Game value, nothing but it's a game result. That it may be a win or loss is known as game value. Next, fair game. What is fair game? The value of game is zero is called fair game. Now, what is a payoff matrix? So payoff matrix, it is a representation of gains and losses resulting from between actions of the competitors and it is represented in the form of matrix. It's called payoff matrix. Now this is a payoff matrix. Just look here. This is a payoff matrix, and it will represent the win and loss between the players. Say, assume this is player A. Here we have player A, and here we have player B. Player B. So this payoff matrix represent win and losses of player A and player B. So now what is 2% zero sum game? As the name indicates that there are 2% but no output. Next we will see what is saddle point. Saddle point is a point where row minima coincide with column minima. We will see what is row minima and column minima. Next we will see what is payoff. Payoff, the value of game in payoff matrix is known as payoff. See, these are the payoff. 1, 5, 6, say 8 will be a payoff, 5 will be a payoff. So if you combine all payoff, you will get the payoff matrix. Now we'll see the different types of games. So games can be classified based on 3 types. One is based on number of players. Then second one is based on value of game. And third one is based on certainty or nature. Now based on number of players, we have 2 categories. One is 2-person games and multi-person game. So you can give best example. Say multi-person game is football, cricket. So these are all belongs to multi-person game. 2-person game means, so it's a chess, carom. So these are all belongs to badminton. So these are all belongs to 2-person game. In 2-person games, only 2 persons are involved, or we can say there are 2 competitors. In multi-person game, there may be more number of more than 2 persons are involved in a particular game are known as multi-person game. The second type is based on the value of game. We can categorize it as fair game and unfair game. So fair game means the value of game is 0, we are calling as fair game. Unfair game means the value of game is not 0. So those games are known as unfair game. Third classification is based on certainty or nature. We have deterministic and probabilistic game. Deterministic game means it's which is belongs to pure strategy. So what is pure strategy? Player knows actions well in advance. That is deterministic game. Probabilistic game means which is belongs to mixed strategy problem means prediction. Prediction will happen in the game. Those games are known as probabilistic game. So now we will see what is minimax and maximin. So let us take on simple matrix. I'm taking this matrix. Let us take this matrix. How to apply a minimax principle and maximin principle to determine the saddle point as well as game value along with the strategies for player A and player B. Now in minimax principle, so it can be applied only for the columns. Minimax principle is applied only for the columns. So look at in the first column, we have 3 elements, 5, 0 and 7. So select the maximum element. So maximum element is 7. Similarly, go to the second column. We have 3 elements, 4, 3 and 5. Select the maximum. So maximum is 5. Similarly, go to the third column. We have 6, 2 and 1. Select the maximum. So maximum is 6. So we got three values. One is 7, 5, and 3, in which select the minimum. This is 5 will be the minimum. Therefore, 5 will be the minimax value. Therefore, minimax value is 5 for the given payoff matrix. Okay. So like that, we need to calculate minimax value. Similarly, we'll see how to find maximin value for the same payoff matrix. The maximin principle is applied only for the rows. Look at the first row. In the first row, you have three elements, 5, 4, and 6. Select the least element. So least element is 4. Similarly, in the second row, we have 0, 3, and 2. Select the least element. Least element is 0. Similarly, in the third row, we have 7, 5, and 1. Select the least element. So least element is 1. And finally, we got 4, 0, and 1. So here you need to select the maximum element. So my maximum element is 4. Therefore, the maximin value is maximin value is 4. Like that, we need to calculate minimax and maximin value. So this is minimax principle and maximin principle. So now we will see what are the assumptions we need to make. To define a game theory. Assumptions. Assumptions made in game theory. I'll see what are the assumptions we need to consider in the game theory. Now the first assumption is there will be a finite number of strategies. There will be a finite number of strategies. Finite number of strategies, and every player should knows the finite number of strategies. You should aware about strategies in the particular game. A game should have either win, loss, or it may be a tie. There is some value for the game. And similarly, player A attempts to maximize the gain and player B attempts to minimize the losses. Say win for one player and loss for another player. Win for one player and simultaneously there will be a loss for another player. So this is the second assumption we need to consider in a game theory. And similarly, third one is that decisions of both the players are made individually. Decisions are made the player individually. decisions are made for the players individually. So these are the assumptions we need to consider while solving game theory problems or numericals. So then we'll see the applications. We'll see the applications of game theory. The applications, say some of the few applications are they are used to model the interactive computations in the field of computer science, interactive applications. So let us see the applications. The first one is interactive applications. Interactive interactive applications. Interactive applications in computer science. Then I go to the second major application is army. In army, we are using game theory and the concept of game theory. And third one is we are using in the field of multi-agent system. Multi-agent system. And fourth one is to evaluate conflicting situations between individual or organization. Evaluate the conflicting situation situations in the organization. So these are the important major applications of game theory. So with this, I conclude the today's session. Thank you. Thank you so much.